Hey, what's up, listener? Listen, I am super excited, like on cloud nine right now, because we just wrapped up our very first 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge, and the results have been amazing. Weight loss, lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, high energy, overcoming food addictions, making exercise a non-negotiable, taste buds changing. We have people in the challenge saying, I'm never going back. I can't believe I feel this good. And so I'm here to share with you that we're going to keep the party going. We just opened up enrollment for our signature plant-based coaching program, Farm to Table. This is our 3-month coaching program for individuals just like yourself who may be experiencing chronic health challenges and you want to take a whole food plant-based approach to combating them. This is your opportunity to get the coaching, community, and curriculum that you need to finally put some things in remission, to finally become the most optimal version of yourself so that you can live a life of radical obedience. If you're interested in learning more about Farm to Table, what to expect, all you have to do is click the link in the show notes. We've been facilitating this program since 2016, so we have a ton of testimonials, videos, content for you to read so you can know exactly what to expect when you get inside. Enrollment is only open for a limited time. So come get this health. Let me tell you something. If you're chronically stressed with no diagnosis, you unhealthy. Did y'all know that? Did you guys know that if you were chronically stressed, if your nervous system was consistently overactive, you are unhealthy? So just the absence of a diagnosis or just the absence of diseases, that's setting the bar really low for yourself for calling yourself healthy. If you're just simply like, as long as I don't have anything that can be like diagnosed or prescribed a drug, I must be healthy, you're setting the bar really low. Because you can have a lot of other stuff going on. And because it's not a technical diagnosis, you're just like, I'm fine. Even though your stomach or your gut, you're having gut issues all the time. Even though you're literally tired all the time. Even though you have skin issues going on. Even though you're overweight. Even though you have painful periods. Even though you have erectile dysfunction. Like, even though you have fibroids, but they're like, they don't bother me, so I'm good. Like, you're not healthy. You have an unhealthy relationship with food. You have an unhealthy relationship with your emotions. We have to stop thinking that just being free of a diagnosis equals healthy. Just because someone can live with a disease doesn't mean they should. The overwhelming majority of prescriptions written today are written to treat lifestyle disease. Lifestyle disease is defined as conditions which can be attributed to the way in which a person lives. This includes things like physical activity, drinking, smoking, stress, the quality of our social connections, sleep, purposeful and professional alignment, and of course, our diet. But what if there was an alternative? What if before putting pen to pad, we had a comprehensive solution in lieu of pills and procedures? You are listening to the Plant Protocol podcast for current and aspiring health professionals who are done with simply managing chronic lifestyle challenges and are interested in taking a whole food, plant-based approach to combating them. I'm your host, Lisa A. Smith. It's time to come get this health. Today, I want to talk about 3 misunderstandings that have compromised your progress in your health. And this goes back to even more belief. Like what I say all the time is that behavior follows belief. And it's not until you shift and change your beliefs that your behavior will permanently follow. Sometimes we fool ourselves because we have the ability to temporarily change our behaviors. And then we wonder why we're not reaching the finish line because we start, but we never finish. And it is because behavior follows belief and we didn't change our beliefs first. So let's get into 3 misunderstandings that have compromised your progress in your health. Here's number 1. If you are battling a lifestyle disease. Now, let me define what a lifestyle disease is. A lifestyle disease is a condition you're experiencing as a result of your lifestyle. So lifestyle means your day-to-day habits, your eating habits, your exercise habits, your career. Like, are you stressed? Are you overwhelmed? Day-to-day habits includes things you eat, you drink, you smoke, who you spend time with. All of that impacts your health. And we all know that we can become ill and we can get a lifestyle disease from those everyday choices, right? So the first misunderstanding that has delayed your progress in your health and delayed your success is that medications for lifestyle disease are treatment. If you are battling hypertension, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, if you're developing a condition that requires you to take steroids on a regular basis, if you are taking over-the-counter drugs on a regular basis, right? Maybe you're taking aspirin, ibuprofen, stomach stuff, all of this stuff, right? Stuff for what is called acid reflux, right? So things like Tums and things that help with your gut health. It could be over-the-counter or prescribed. What the mistake that a lot of people make, especially with lifestyle disease, when they get a prescription for their physician, is that the medication is treatment. Here's what I need you guys to understand about taking a high blood pressure pill or a statin for cholesterol or taking insulin for type 2 diabetes. It is that the medication helps you live with it, but it does not increase or improve your progress towards remission. And that is one of the biggest mistakes people make, because the medication will temporarily stabilize your numbers. Like, it will make it lower than what it was without the medication. It's true. That's what it's designed to do. It doesn't necessarily bring it down to normal. Like, I've known plenty of people and clients who were on blood pressure medication and their blood pressure never came down to 120/80. It just wasn't as high as it was before, right? It might have been 180 over something, and then it came down to 150 over something, but it still wasn't normal. And so the first misunderstanding that people have that has been possibly delaying their progress in their health is that medications for lifestyle disease is treatment. It's not treatment. It just helps you live with the disease. And so the first belief that I need you guys to shift in order to finally reach your health goals is that you can only treat lifestyle disease with lifestyle. That's it. You can only treat lifestyle disease with lifestyle modifications. If you got the condition from eating crazy, from being sedentary, from being chronically stressed, for not getting optimal sleep, from constantly drinking, smoking, engaging in reckless behavior, if you got the condition because you're in unhealthy relationships that are not mutually beneficial, which also causes stress and overwhelm and causes the nervous system to be overactive, then the only way you're going to get rid of that condition is by addressing the way you got it, not by putting a pill or injection on it. If you got overweight from lifestyle, don't think you can just take an injection and all of a sudden you lose the weight and now all of a sudden you're good. No, because now you got the pill or the injection helps you live with the condition. So you live with obesity when you take Ozempic, right? Yeah, it's going to help the weight come off a little bit, but guess what you got to keep doing? You got to keep taking the medication in order to maintain the levels you've gotten to with the medication, right? And so a lot of us have a misunderstanding of what medication, whether it be prescribed or over the counter, really does. Where people really think I can just take a statin for high cholesterol and keep eating mess, keep eating the same things that cause the high cholesterol as long as I maintain my drug taking regimen, as long as I'm really diligent and really consistent with taking my pill every day. Medication is not treatment. It helps you live with something. And the point of the medication is to help you live with it long enough to make better decisions so you can get off of it. Many of us are staying on the stuff like, oh, I'm not going to stop eating the stuff that causes the acid reflux and gives me the burning in my chest. I'll just take a Tums every time I want to eat red sauce, every time I want to eat red meat. It's like, no, you have to address your lifestyle. This thing doesn't agree with your body. So you have to stop putting those things in your body. Like being sedentary doesn't agree with your body. So you have to start moving your body. Like working a job 40, 50 hours a week that you hate and that causes you to be stressed chronically doesn't agree with your body. You need to create an exit strategy from that situation. Being in a marriage or a relationship where you're unhappy doesn't agree with your body. So you got to do something about it, right? And so that is the first misunderstanding, is that because I'm taking something for this condition, I must be treating the condition, and you're not. And that's why you have to stay on the thing you're taking for years in order for your numbers to even be semi better than what they were before. Okay. And so medication for lifestyle disease is not treatment. It helps you live with the condition long enough to do something about the condition. And where most of us is dropping the ball, we're not doing anything with the condition. We're taking the privilege of being able to live longer with type 2 diabetes as a sign that we can continue to do what we did before we got it, as long as we take the insulin, as long as we take the metformin. That makes no sense. And so if you don't understand that you have to treat lifestyle disease with lifestyle, then you are going to significantly delay your progress towards your health goals. Here's number 2. Here's the second misunderstanding that is delaying your progress in your health. And that is detox is designed to retox. I cannot tell you how many times over the years people have come to my classes, people have come to my lectures, people raise their hand, come to my programs, and they're like, how do I detox? How do I detox? What do you recommend for detoxing? And then I'm like, above all else, before we argue back and forth about the best way to quote unquote detox, I need you to understand that you are not detoxing just to retox. Most people detox just to put the same crap back in their body 21 days, 14 days, 30 days, 90 days later. What was the point? So the next thing that's delaying your progress in your health goals, the next misunderstanding you have about how to get this thing right is that you believe I can do a 30-day challenge, I can do a 21-day cleanse, and then on day 31, on day 22, I can just retox. Like some of us be really looking forward to, like, I cannot wait until this Daniel fast is over. I'm about to go eat all the meat, all the chicken, all the sugar, all the eggs, all the dairy, everything. I just cleaned out my arteries, right? I just gave my arteries like the permission to dilate and let my blood flow good again. Like I just started feeling better, and I did all that cleaning just to mucky it up again. If y'all gonna do this 30-day challenge, if y'all gonna detox, don't ask me about detox. Because if all you're looking to do is detox for a short period of time because you know you've been acting up and you know you ain't been eating right and you know you've been overdoing it. That's what we do. We detox when we've been overdoing it. But our plan for detox, like we never have a post-detox plan. I'm like, well, what you gonna do on day 22? What you mean? I'm gonna like go get my regular, my chicken, my ribs, my smothered everything, my bacon bits. Like, what's the point of it all? Like, stop taking your body. Like, your body's so confused. Your body, like, she is so bipolar. Like, why is we cleaning this out just to put it back in? Okay. So the second misunderstanding that has been keeping you from losing the weight, from getting off the situation, from the numbers coming down, is that you really believe detox is a prerequisite to retox, and it's not. So if you're doing this 30-day challenge with us right now, as we speak, we just started on Saturday, June 1st, okay? If you're doing this challenge with us right now, I need you to already be thinking and figuring out what's my plan to maintain the results I got, as opposed to just thinking like, what's the first animal-based meal, sugar-filled meal that I'm going to run out and eat on July 1st. Don't detox to retox. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, number 3. The third misunderstanding that you guys have about health that's delaying your progress is that being healthy simply means being disease-free. And I'm not judging, because I used to think this too. Like, let me just be super clear. Like, I am not being judgmental at all. I legit used to think that the only condition, should I say, that was required in order for me to call myself healthy was that I wasn't diagnosed with anything. Like, nope, don't have high blood pressure, don't have obesity, don't have diabetes, don't have high cholesterol, kidneys are good, liver is good, mental health is good, therefore I'm healthy. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Okay. I too used to believe that the definition of healthy was disease-free. The definition of healthy was the absence of a diagnosis. I used to believe that too. So I'm not judging y'all, but I'm here to tell you, many years into the game, I have discovered that there are levels to health, and just being absent of a diagnosis doesn't necessarily mean you're optimally healthy. And so sometimes we trick ourselves into believing that we can afford to eat some mess, that we can afford to skip some workouts, that we can afford to stay in stressful conditions longer than necessary because we simply don't have a diagnosis. And when we don't have a diagnosis, we tend to believe that we're healthy. It's so terrible. I hear this from overweight individuals all the time, right? I used to be overweight. Like I've lost, over 60 pounds. And so I hear this from overweight individuals all the time, which is, I'm overweight, but my doctor said my numbers are good, and they really think they're healthy. Like, I'm overweight, but my numbers are good. So since I'm not diagnosed with anything except obesity, I must be healthy. And so this misunderstanding is keeping a lot of people stuck. I need you guys to understand that being healthy, especially optimally healthy, It's way, way, way more than not having a diagnosis. Let me tell you something. If you're chronically stressed with no diagnosis, you unhealthy. Did y'all know that? Did you guys know that if you were chronically stressed, if your nervous system was consistently overactive, you are unhealthy? So just the absence of a diagnosis or just the absence of disease is honestly like that's setting the bar really low for yourself for calling yourself healthy. If you're just simply like, as long as I don't have anything that can be like diagnosed or prescribed a drug, I must be healthy, you're setting the bar really low. Because you can have a lot of other stuff going on. And because it's not a technical diagnosis, you're just like, I'm fine. Even though your stomach or your gut, you're having gut issues all the time, even though you're literally tired all the time, even though you have skin issues going on, even though you're overweight, even though you have painful periods, even though you have erectile dysfunction, like even though you have fibroids, but they're like, they don't bother me, so I'm good. Like you got stuff, you got imbalances in the body, you got acidity in the body, you got low grade inflammation in the body, even though you have no control over your emotions. You have no emotional intelligence. Like literally, as soon as something goes awry in your life, you got to run out and eat your feelings. You're not healthy. You have an unhealthy relationship with food. You have an unhealthy relationship with your emotions. We have to stop thinking that just being free of a diagnosis equals healthy. That's the cost of entry. Your definition of healthy is normal. Like we shouldn't even expect to be sick. Like having a cold is not normal. So just being absent of a condition is not optimal health. That's just what we should be. Like that's the baseline, but we're considering the baseline the finish line, and those are not the same. The absence of a diagnosis should be your starting point. And from there, we go crazy with it and make sure everything is in alignment mentally, physically, and emotionally, right? You have no endurance. You can't walk up a flight of stairs or walk a mountain or, tour a city when you're out of town without being out of breath or without your knees or back aching. But because you don't have a diagnosis, you're healthy. No, bruh. Nah, sis, that ain't it. Emotional intelligence is a part of health. If you don't know how to manage your emotions, you're not all the way there yet because things are too risky. Because if you don't know how to manage your emotions, that means that you are not the best decision maker. If you don't know how to manage your emotions, that means you're not the best decision maker. So when it comes to decisions about your health, you're compromised, right? And so the third misunderstanding that has been keeping you stuck in your health goals is that being healthy simply means the absence of a diagnosis or the absence of a disease. And health is way, way, way more than just being disease free. Way, way more. So I need you guys to recalibrate what it means to be healthy. And I need you to better understand what optimal looks and feels like. Like you need to be your best self. It's not just the absence of something. And then let's do a bonus one before I hop off here. Let's do a bonus one, which is, I would say the fourth thing or misunderstanding that is delaying your health goals significantly is this. Discomfort now means discomfort forever. Now, let me talk to the people who are in the Plant Protocol 30-Day Vegan Challenge right now, because I know, trust me, I'm not like, I haven't been doing this so long that I'm disillusioned to how challenging it can be. I'm fully aware of how challenging being vegan alone can be. And then being vegan, salt, oil, and sugar free can be. Like I'm very aware, like I'm not disillusioned, right? And so what happens when someone starts a challenge and a protocol like the one we've laid out for our challengers is it is so uncomfortable in the beginning that they tend to believe that this level of discomfort is going to be forever. Like, oh, I can't live this lifestyle. Like, I love meat too much. I love this too much. It's like we lose the ability to understand that a new normal can really be created. We lose the ability to understand that we only crave what we consume. So when you stop consuming something, absolutely, you're going to have some detox. You're going to have some withdrawals. You're going to have some cravings, right? But there's a way to create a new normal. So I would say the fourth misunderstanding, if I was to give you guys just kind of a bonus round, it would be that people believe that discomfort now means discomfort forever, and it doesn't. I mean, come on now. I want you guys to think about the gym. Many of you guys have stopped and started with your workouts. How challenging was it when you started? Like when you first start workout or first getting back into working out, you sore as heck after them first few workouts because your body has become deconditioned. But then after being consistent over months and weeks, what happened? The workout that killed you on day 1, you're getting through with ease on day 21. And the same thing is with food. Like, yeah, it's hard them first couple of days off of sugar, that first week off of sugar, that first week off of caffeine, learning how to eat and enjoy your food without the inflammatory components. It is absolutely challenging. There's no doubt about it. But discomfort now does not mean discomfort forever. There was some discomfort when I went vegan. Like, I wanted salmon for a long time. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I got over eggs, chicken, dairy real quick, got over cheese real quick, right? But I wanted salmon for a while. Now I couldn't even fathom. It's like, even thinking about it, I can taste like fattiness. All I feel is fat and like gooey fat that like, I just see it like clogging my arteries, right? But I used to, for a while, I had to establish a new normal. But luckily, I was evolved enough in my thinking to understand that discomfort now doesn't mean discomfort forever, and that it is very much possible to establish a new normal. And so that would be the 4 things I would want you guys to take away from this as you're starting your journey to health, as you're going through this challenge, is that the things that we have believed up until now has really been the reason that we haven't been able to have success. It's not the strategy you've been trying to use. Like, people have used the exact same strategy that you're attempting to use and have had success. So what's the difference between you and them? That becomes the question. Like, why have thousands, millions of people before me been able to do this and get success, but why can't I? And I can almost guarantee you there's a misshapen belief at the surface, at the root of your decision making, that's causing you not to reach the level of success that you desire. Okay. And so that's what we want to figure out. And so maybe it was one of the 4 beliefs that I laid out for you guys today. You have to figure that out, because a lot of times unknowingly our subconscious is doing the decision making for us because we haven't been invited to a higher level of thinking, a higher level of consciousness. And we are still believing that health just means the absence of disease. And now we need to do the hard work to get introduced to the most optimal version of ourselves so we can see what we're missing out on. And so that's what I want for all of you guys. That's what I want for all of you guys. But I need you guys to know, discomfort now does not equal discomfort forever. Okay. Like, just because you're having withdrawals from your favorite cheese or ice cream or chicken or salad dressing, whatever, right? We can establish a new normal. Okay. So for all of my current and future coaches out there, take this business tip. When you have clients as a coach, don't think that the majority of your value comes from throwing a whole bunch of new information and a whole bunch of strategies at them. Yes, people hire you for strategy. So you believe that's what they need to be successful. But what I need you to know, because you're going to be an experienced professional, is that before you give them strategy, you have to give them something new to believe. You have to address the belief they currently have that you know are wrong. Okay, so change belief before you change behavior, and things will turn out significantly different. That's it for me today, guys. Talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all. You tuned in today because, like me, you're a disruptor. You're passionate about health, and you have firsthand experience of taking a whole food, plant-based approach to combating chronic health challenges. You want to see lifestyle and dietary modifications become the norm in the way in which we practice healthcare. However, you need mastery around nutrition and lifestyle science, a better understanding of behavior change to improve client compliance, and confidence in your ability to effectively coach clients to adopting those lifestyle modifications. You need the Plant Protocol. Visit theplantprotocol.com to apply, and let's work together to improve the way in which we care for our most prized possession, our health. Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast. Until next time, remember, radical obedience is still undefeated. Stay obedient.